Foreclosure overages for dummies. How does that work? Well, I won't call anybody here a dummy, but I would call this, let's talk about how to do foreclosure overages for people new to the business, just curious about it. Because you probably heard it's a great business opportunity, really interesting. But you're like, how does this thing even work? So let's start from the beginning. When real estate is foreclosed, either because someone didn't pay their mortgage or their deed of trust or their real estate taxes, when that property is auctioned off, when it sells for more than the amount of money that's owed on the mortgage or the taxes, that extra money is potentially available for the former owner to claim and put in their pocket. But the thing is, most former owners have no idea that there could be any money, that there's any possibility. They think they've lost everything. They think their house has just been sold out from under them because they couldn't pay their taxes or their mortgage or their deed of trust, and that's the end of it. Unfortunately for them, they're wrong unless, fortunately for them, you or I reach out to them and tell them the good news, there's some money for them to claim and you're willing for a percentage to go and get the money for them. The way that this business works is, first of all, there are lists of monies that are being held by governments. So these are public record lists, and you get the list, and on the list you're going to see the amount of money that is being held. You're typically going to see the address of the property or the tax identification number, which you can get the address easily enough, and usually the name of the person the money is owed to. So most lists have the name of the person, the amount of money that's being held, and they tell you what the date of the sale was, which is an important piece of information because that'll tell you how long the money is going to be available. Each state has some deadline to claim the money. In most states, it's about 3 years. It can be as short as 6 months is the shortest. That's Alaska. Forever is the longest, that's Delaware. Most of them are somewhere in between, typically 3 years. When you look at that date, you need to know, how long is it before that money forfeits to the state and can no longer be claimed. And that information will be right there for you, and you can tell from the date. So anyway, you get the list, and then your next step is you have to reach out to the person to tell them the good news. Hey, I found some money that you could potentially claim. Would you be interested in working with me? Of course, the person's going to be surprised. They're probably going to be skeptical. Most people are. All aren't, but most are. So you have a little bit of a job ahead of you, talking them into the fact that this is a real opportunity. Now, I always say stand solid in the information that it is a real opportunity. Because if it wasn't a real opportunity, why would you be bothering to call them? Because the way this business works and the way you're going to work it, you don't charge any money up front. They don't have to put up anything. They just give you written permission to go and pursue this money. And once they give you the permission, you will go chase that down like a starving dog after a rabbit. You will go after that money for them, and you'll go and hopefully get the money. If it works out, this is wonderful. They get a windfall, get lots of cash. You get lots of money as a finder's fee. If it doesn't work out, they don't lose anything. And for you as an entrepreneur, it's not expensive to process these claims, so you'll lose some time and some effort, but not really much else. So really great business, and some of the things I like about it are it doesn't take a big upfront investment. You get some education, you'll pay some money for that, not a lot, and then you start doing it. The lists are free, they don't cost anything. Getting the contact information, very inexpensive. There are services, you can get that for $30 a month or so. You get as many leads skip traced as you need, which skip tracing is the process of getting that contact information. And then you reach out to the people on the phone. It doesn't cost anything for phone calls these days, so you reach out and see who wants to sign up. So it's a very inexpensive business to start, which I like, and relatively simple. And where I see people being successful, if you have the courage to just call someone up and say, hey Fred, so glad I got you on the phone. I found some money that you could potentially claim, and my company is in the business of claiming those monies for you. So if you want to work with me, just give me permission. I'll go chase this money down. Hopefully we'll both get a big windfall. Obviously the call is a little bit longer than that, but that's the gist of it for the purpose of this video. So you talk to them, and for the ones that sign up, you're going to send out a contract package that we have that we'll give you. Send out the contract package, they sign it, comes back to you, and then you go and submit the claim for the money. You'll get paid the money, and then you pay it back to them. Now, this is a really great business because it's a low-cost investment up front. It responds. You put in the effort, you'll get money out of it. And also, when deals don't go through, which does happen sometimes, most common problem for us is we got the wrong person up front. We thought it was the right person. We wanted this John P. Smith, but we got that John P. Smith, so that's no good. Or a mortgage company pops up and claims the money. You're like, all right, so it goes. Sometimes that happens. But this business is essentially pretty simple, and it's just a pipeline. You fill your pipeline with leads. Some leads aren't going to work out. Just, we all got to be adults here, put on our big boy pants and big girl pants every day and go out there. Sometimes it doesn't work out. But the good thing in this business is it's not expensive. A failure is not, put you in bankruptcy. A failure is you wasted a couple hours, you wasted $100 or something, and it didn't work out. Success on the other side can involve making thousands or tens of thousands of dollars and helping someone in a really material and a powerful way. Because when someone has lost their home to a foreclosure, whether it's tax foreclosure or mortgage foreclosure or deed of trust, it's devastating to them. It's absolutely devastating. And you get to be the hero, kind of ride in, get in this check. I got people a check yesterday for $126,000 that they got. That's their portion, not counting any fees I got, which I did. But they got that. And this is for people that had thought they lost everything. Can you imagine being the person, being that hero that rides in with the check, hands it to the people when they thought they had nothing? So if you're a person who really like to help someone, this is a great business. And it's a great business because you can and you should charge for it. You're doing research, you're reaching out to people. Some people will, some people won't do it. You spend time on that. And when you get a customer, you deserve to make good money because you've helped them getting something that they never would have gotten. And just statistically speaking, the state of Maryland does a study every year where they show how much money was collected in overages versus how much got paid out. And every year it's about the same number. 72% of the money never gets claimed. 28% gets claimed. 72% unclaimed. That to me is just criminal. I mean, and why doesn't it happen? The money doesn't get claimed because people don't think there's any money they even could get. They have no idea. So they don't apply for it. And if you don't apply, you don't get the money. So you become the conduit for helping people get their money. And the steps are simple. Again, first step, you get the list. Second step, you do the skip tracing process to get their contact information. Third step, you reach out to them. You can do it by mail, internet messages like Facebook messages. You can do it by phone, which is probably the most effective way to do it. Anyway, you reach out to them, start establishing a conversation, see if they're interested and you helping them claim this money that you found. The ones that say yes, you send out the contract package. That comes back, you submit the claims, and then you do some follow-up and you get paid for it. It's really a really good, straightforward business for someone to do, and not particularly hard. The hard things in the business tend to be learning like the nitty-gritty of how to do it. Like, how do I get a list in this particular county? Or where do I do the business? What are the best states? We educate people and all that. We can tell you which states are good and which ones are not good. And even within a state, what are the best counties to do it in? Again, we can give you that information and teach you how to figure out what's a good county versus not a good county. Pretty straightforward. And then dealing with the different ways, like maybe someone held title as a husband and wife, but one passed away. What does that matter? Maybe it was two partners that had an investment property. They're not talking to one another. How does that work? Or maybe someone passed away and this house is sitting in an estate. How does that work? Who would I deal with? Or maybe the property's in an LLC or a corporation. How does that work? So we teach you all of those things. Those little details are just the nitty-gritty. I think right now, keeping it at a high level, this is a business that's inexpensive to start. It's a business that involves helping people, and you can make great money, and it's very expandable. As time has gone by and people, especially at the bottom of our economic ladder in America, have had a harder and harder time, more people lose properties at foreclosure auctions. And that just means that there are more people for you to help. And you should think about this business in terms of a helping business, because they're helping people who really need a hand up, get them some money they don't know about, get them on and help them get on to their next thing, and make a great living for yourself by providing such a really valuable service. So hopefully this is helpful for you today. Let me give you the next steps. If you want to know about overages, that's a business that I'm in. That's an offshoot of tax foreclosures and mortgage foreclosures in general. That's helping people reclaim money that's left after a sale. Click on the link below to my intro to the overages video. That will show you that, and you can get started in that business. If you have any questions, put them down below. I'll get to them as I can. I can't promise I'll get to every question, but I'll do my very best. If you got a question or comment, put it down below. I'll try to answer it or take a comment into consideration. And if you like this, give it a thumbs up, because I'll know to do more videos like this. And definitely subscribe to the channel if you have an interest in overages and tax foreclosures and mortgage foreclosures. This is what I do in my business life. I'm very heavily focused on the overages right now, but I also do mortgage foreclosures and tax foreclosures and entrepreneurship in general, because I'm interested in the ways that people serve others and make money, especially ways you can do it without going deeply into debt to start your business. Because I don't like businesses where you're taking your nest egg and putting it into something. I don't think that's a wise way to start. I think that if you have some money to invest and it's risk capital, that's fine. But if it's everything, no, I think that's a bad idea. So if you're interested in that, subscribe to the channel and you'll get notices as new videos come on. And most of all, I encourage you to keep searching, keep learning more about this overages business and the tax foreclosures. These are great places to be working right now, great lucrative businesses where you really help people. So this is Attorney Bob Diamond over now. Go check out the Intro to Overages video and I'll see you there.